Meeting is set for today between President Biden and congressional leaders has been postponed. Our next guest says Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen could be the one to move negotiations forward. Joining us now, Congressman French Hill. He's the vice chair of the Financial Services Committee and worked alongside the Speaker on his debt ceiling bill. Congressman Hill, thank you for joining us this morning.
You bet, Melissa. Great to be with you and Joe.
How is Yellen going to do that? I thought she did that by setting the June 1st X date.
Well, look back at 2019, the last time we had a debt ceiling fight where we had a Republican president and a Democratic speaker. And Donald Trump realized he had to cut a deal with the Democratic speaker. So he assigned his Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, to do that negotiating. We haven't heard from Treasury Secretary Yellen in this process other than setting a date, which is, as you know, a date that can be moved around, as you talked about at the top of the show. So I think that Janet Yellen can be very constructive in designing what President Biden's negotiating position should be with Speaker McCarthy.
Congressman, how many times have you heard Democrats say that the debt ceiling was raised cleanly during the Trump administration? Every single time, and this is just unheard of. So what happened? You were there. Were you there when that happened? So Speaker Pelosi was she actually using a raise on the debt ceiling to get something she wanted? Was she using that as leverage, which the Democrats have
boy, did she.
They've never done that, according to Democrats.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. And Joe Biden's never been the lead negotiator for President Biden. And Joe Biden's never voted for structural changes connected to a debt ceiling when he was a senator. Of course, all that's nonsense. Absolutely.
So what year was that?
Yeah, I mean, 2019, Speaker Pelosi wanted to have some more blowout in spending, over $300 billion, if my memory's right, and that was agreed to by Steven Mnuchin on behalf of President Trump, and that facilitated the Democrats for moving the debt ceiling. So here, guess what? The Republicans are in charge, and we want to do the opposite.
Where's the wiggle room where Democrats can claim that they raised it cleanly under President Trump every time? How do they say that? What are they pointing to that makes them able to say that? I mean, they're not just lying, are they?
No, they're not lying. They're just spinning the facts to suit their advocacy right now. The bottom line is that you've got a Republican president. You had a Democratic speaker. Nancy Pelosi wanted something out of Donald Trump in order to raise the debt ceiling for his administration. And boy, she got it.
Congressman, I'm curious as to, what level of urgency do you think that aides and all the important parties are operating at right now? Because if you're an American household and you're told that at the end of the month you had to make a rent payment and you had to feed your family and you're running out of money, you'd be working day and night to figure out how you're going to pay those bills. So where are we in terms of 1 to 10 urgency on Capitol Hill?
I think if 10 is urgent, we're at 10. And who's been the leader? Who's been the adult in the room on this from day one becoming Speaker? That's Kevin McCarthy. He met with President Biden at his request to have a responsible and sensible increase back on February 1st. And we have our 100 days of work, our list, our priorities. We passed a bill across the House floor to raise the debt ceiling with constructive changes to both spending and regulatory policy. We've heard nothing from President Biden in 100 days. So it's the Biden administration who's drugged this out thinking that they could get a clean debt ceiling, which is not possible. Chuck Schumer can't get that done in the Senate, and we can't do that here in the House. We want reforms and we want spending caps. So we have that sense of urgency, and Kevin McCarthy's led the way on that. And one other final point on that. If this is such a big deal to Democrats, Nancy Pelosi could have raised the debt ceiling in December with she and President Biden by themselves, and that didn't happen before the end of the Congress.
What would raise the urgency even more, Congressman? I'm just curious. I mean, some people are saying, the markets have been fairly calm, but if we saw a big market sell-off, that could really move the needle here in terms of getting the parties to move forward. Is that the case? Do we have to see it come to something, bumping up against the debt ceiling? Do we have to be on the verge of default? Do we have to see a market sell-off in order for you guys to come to an agreement?
Well, you'll have to ask the White House that question. And this is why I think Janet Yellen can bring some sense to White House policymakers and negotiators because of her long experience at the Fed and at the Treasury. Yeah. Look, we already know it's urgent because we've seen the inversion in short Treasury bill rates around the debt ceiling date. Yeah. So we explained to our conference, and one reason why House Republicans took action passing Kevin McCarthy's bill to raise the debt ceiling curtail spending and improve the regulatory outlook to have a better growth forecast.